Alright, what's up, y'all? I'm wiring up the Zeitronix Datalogger. As you can see, big giant mess of wires. I've learned that you shouldn't install everything at first, all nice and neat as much as I want to, but to make sure you test everything first before you actually go installing stuff, because I know it'll just be that much more of a nightmare if something doesn't work right. So quick little run through right here. Blue wire. This is our ground, so it goes to the black on the Zeitronix. I just have everything kind of spliced together real quick. There's our power wire, and then these three are for our map sensor, which will be for boost. We've got our gauge here, which is a dual gauge, so I'll be able to read AFR and boost from that. And then we've got our O2 sensor hooked into the back here, which runs all the way up here. So now I do want to do RPM, TPS, and I think that's it. That's all I need to do. But we're just going to go ahead and test this right now, because those two are going to be a little bit more complicated because it's not an external sensor. I got to hook into the stock harness, which is a little bit scary. Powering on right now, but it doesn't seem like it's actually doing anything. I'm gonna do some testing, figure out what's going on. It's finally freaking working. Very rich idle, but I finally got it to work. I've been working on this for way too fucking long, researching for way too long. Turns out the power, I was using a switch power, just a random wire that was in this random mess of interior wires, and it turns out that it wasn't strong enough and it was getting voltage drop, so I'm running it straight from the battery right now. But I'm stoked on that. I was fucking pissed off because it's not working. I'm like, they sent me a dead sensor or some shit. Alright, so I've got everything hooked up, wired in, not tidied up yet. You can see that it's a freaking mess, but I just want to make sure everything works first. Set up the data logging software on my computer. It looks like everything's working. The only thing that isn't showing up is RPM and TPS, which is the last two things that I wired. Which what I want to test out. I figure both of those probably won't do anything without starting the car up, so let's see. So it looks like RPM is definitely working. TPS is stuck at 100%. Turns out TPS sensor wasn't plugged in, so it makes sense that that wasn't working. RPM had an adjustment and it was set on 4-cylinder. I just set it to 6-cylinder, so we'll see if it reads accurately now. Alright, so RPM looks accurate now. Gonna give it some throttle. TPS works good. That's sick. So I think we're all good. I just gotta throw some coolant in here. We should be able to go rip. Well, not rip, but some light cruising. It's actually a bit of time later than when I filmed this, but I want to show you guys the final product, and I never filmed it. So basically, I got the gauge set up in here. It's a little bit dark. You can see that. It actually fits perfectly into the E36 AC controls. Wiring is still a little bit of a mess. I need to tidy it up, but it works. I currently have it set up to a switch because I could not find a switch 12-volt power in the interior. But that's not a big deal. I'm checking codes a lot. When you turn the key on, I don't want the O2 sensor to fry, so it's nice to be able to switch it on and off. But if you are doing this on an E36, I want to show you guys a couple of wires that you will need to know for essential stuff that you're going to want to be data logging. So basically, this is the OBD2 diagnostic plug, where you can get like a 20-pin to OBD2 connector, and you can actually plug into the, I believe it's pin 20. Yes, it's number 20. It's a black wire, and it's literally numbered on the plug, so it's pretty hard to fuck it up. So that'll be your RPM signal wire, so you want to plug that into the Zeitronix, whatever color that is. And for the TPS, it's pin 2, and it's a black or brown wire. I think mine might have been a different color, but basically there's 3 wires, and it's pin 2, so it's going to be in the middle. Plug into that, and you've got your TPS. It basically just measures how much throttle you're giving it, which is pretty much ideal. If you're setting this up, you basically want boost, assuming you're doing a turbo setup. You want boost, RPM, throttle, and AFRs. I mean, that's really all you need to make sure you're not going to blow your shit up. Pretty easy setup. Obviously, for the Zeitronix, you need power and ground. It's pretty simple stuff. If you you can't figure that out, you might want to take it to have somebody do it for you. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, drop a like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys next time.